Hello, everybody. This is Matt Klinsky with USA Staffing Services. If you're joining us live on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for joining us and happy Friday. Today, I'm going to talk about what should a recruiter's or research firm's to-do list be. I know it's Friday and everybody has their to-do lists and they're trying to get done before the weekend. And hopefully a lot of you guys have some fun plans for the weekend. It's the last weekend of May, beginning in June. The economies are starting to open up. And so a lot of great things are happening today and this weekend. And as we come into Monday, it's a perfect opportunity to start June 1st on a Monday. I love when months start on Mondays. It kind of gives you a fresh approach. You can kind of rest assured this weekend that you can relax a little bit. But come Monday, it's a brand new month. And more importantly, in the month of May, we started to see a lot of businesses starting to open up and the economy is starting to come back. I know Aviante, our applicant tracking platform that we utilize, did a study, and they showed now for a couple of weeks in a row that we're actually seeing growth in billable hours. So the staffing and recruitment industry is kind of coming alive again. Obviously, we're not back up to the pre-COVID rates yet in terms of hours, but we have a steady increase, which is good to see. So if you are a recruiter or a recruitment firm or executive search firm, hopefully you're one of our authorized dealers. If you're not, please let us know and we can reach out to you and talk to you more about it. But today I wanted to talk about, if you're a recruiter, what should be your to-do list as you plan for June, as you plan for growth, plan for greatness in the month of June, July, and August, because everybody knows that we're in a lull typically in the months of April and May in general. If you look at the last 10 years, April and May tend to be the slowest months of any calendar year. But really June, July, August, that's the time when recruitment firms, temporary firms, executive search firms, that's where they really get some momentum and speed. And so I want to talk to you today about kind of how to position yourself. There's a lot of new information coming in and how to think about it. And the way I think about things like this when it comes to priorities, the first thing that I want to always make sure I take stock of is who are the stakeholders in your life or your business. So stakeholders are not shareholders. A shareholder can be a stakeholder, but a stakeholder doesn't have to be a shareholder. And let me explain that. A stakeholder in a typical recruitment firm, and if you're a recruiter working for somebody or if you are owning your own firm, typically a stakeholder is going to be your candidates, or employees, candidates or employees. You're going to be your customers. And it's going to be anybody who helps you get the job done. So it's going to be the staff, recruiters, payroll processors, accountants. Those really are going to be, and then shareholders and owners, of course. But really, as a business owner, as a recruitment firm owner, candidates, customers, and your internal staff should be the three priorities you focus on a daily basis. At least that's what I do. And it helps to prioritize where I put my time, energy, and money when it comes down to it. And so today, if you're creating your to-do list and you have your stakeholders identified, the candidate pool, the customers, and the staff, it really breaks it down into, okay, what do I need to do for each one of these topics? And so candidates, I think it's going to be a great time to start reaching out to candidates, starting to build your candidate database again about who needs their resumes updated, whether it's a direct hire or a temp to perm or a contract hire. They're going to maybe unemployed. There's about 30 million people unemployed, so they need updated resumes, updated applications. You want to run into June and July with a full database full of candidates that are overly qualified for your customers. There's going to be a lot of hiring to be done in June, and you want to be a part of it in any way possible, whether it's a temporary or a direct hire. And so you want to make sure you have as many candidates in your pool so that you can be well positioned to capitalize on the markets once June and July come around and the customers start to hire employees. So candidate wise, I would be reaching out to them, asking if they're looking for a job now or if they wanted to update their resume, their profiles. Talk to them about the market. Talk to them about what you're seeing. Even if it's not a lot, it's better that they hear that from you than they read it from a newspaper article. You want to come across as, hey, I have my pulse on the industry. I will let you know as soon as a job's opening, but I need your updated resume. I need your updated profile. I need what you're looking for, where you're living at these days. Let me make sure I have most accurate information Are you willing to travel? Are you willing to move? I think there's going to be a lot of changes to these profiles that you've had in the past. And anybody you've made a placement in the past, you should be reaching out to them as well, because they might have been let go, even if it was a year ago that you made that placement. So you have a good reputation with them. You found them a job one time, they're probably going to realize that they can count on you for a second time. So the candidates, I think, if that's your most of your focus should be on that. And that could be anything from an email campaign, a phone call, text messages, so much technology with applicant tracking software these days. The second part of that is customers. And so customers, if whether you have 3 customers you love or 30 customers you've done business with in the past, you should be reaching out to them, letting them know that you're building up your database, just communicating with them, letting them know what you're doing to be ready for the June, July, August hires. And that's going to go a long way, because if you have that relationship with them, if you've shown success in the past, it's going to be easier to retain that customer than to go out and get new customers, especially going into the next month. And so make sure to really, anybody you've placed, I would say in the last 3 years, you should be sending out a personal email to them, phone calls, text messages if you have it, to the hiring managers, because you might have to go through and dance a little bit, because that person you were communicating with might have been terminated or left or found a different job. And so if you can start the process now, you'll get in front of the right person eventually. And really that process is going to be a really personal, one-on-one personal connections with these hiring managers at the customer sites. And when you talk with the customers, make sure you express the fact that, hey, I know you might not be hiring today. I wanted to give you an update as to what I'm doing to better prepare. Last time you hired a vice president of finance from me, I want to let you know I have 400 accountants and financial people in my database. I'm ready for you. I'm updating all their profiles. You just let me know when you're ready, and we'll get the ball rolling again. The second thing you need to communicate with your customer is, hey, by the way, I know I used to only do direct hires with you, and I know you might not be able to cut a $20,000 check during this economy, but I'm also rolling out temporary and temp to perm to make it so that you can pay over time. I'm giving you terms if that's something that interests you. And really, that's going to be something that you just build into your pitch, and you'll see a positive response from your customers, knowing that you went above and beyond to get ready, prepared for growth, that you went above and beyond to find a back office partner, or you bring out it in-house, or whatever you're offering, but that you're listening to what they're looking for, and you're already ahead of the curve. Now, the last thing with the customer is really making sure that they realize that the candidates that you have, maybe you offered the candidate pre-COVID and it was put on hold. That is something that's been coming up a lot lately, is that that a lot of recruiters have been saying, well, I had somebody to start February 15th, but that was put on hold till June 15th or something. You want to make sure the customer realizes that you have a hot candidate. They have multiple job offers. One way to overcome it is to put them on as a long-term or short-term contractor while the company gets their finances in order, or while, gives them a little bit of payment terms. Because what they agreed to in January, let's say $20,000 direct hire fee, they might not be able to pay in June, but they might be able to pay an extra $1,000 a week for 20 weeks. Same principle, you're giving them terms. And so those are the 3 main things you should touch base on with your customers. We touched on the candidates, and then staff, internal staff, whether you have in-house recruiters, you have outsourced recruiters, you have an admin assistant, whatever positions you have in your business, depends on how the size you are. But as a staff member, they might be getting concerned. They don't see any direct hires being filled. And so you want to make sure that they're reassured, but also communicate with them that this is what you're doing and this is what we want to go to, and really set plans and goals for June, July, and August, because they might not realize that June and July and August is going to be a rock star month for direct hires, for contract placements, for temp to perms. And I personally believe that temp to perms and contract hires are going to be significantly higher than direct hires, just because of the way the economy is looking right now. So those would be the first priority, broken down into 3. So stakeholders, make sure that their stakeholders are always identified, candidates, customers, and staff. And then the next thing I would say is yourself. What are you doing for yourself as a recruiter, as a business owner, as a recruitment firm owner? Maybe you're both. make sure that you take this weekend and you prepare to relax, to replenish your energy, to get excited again, because come Monday, I don't think there's going to be much time sitting around anymore. You kind of had your vacation over April and May. Now it's time to get back to work, start going through those candidates and customers. And so take care of yourself. What are you doing to put good information in? I use this analogy a lot. As many of you know, I'm a physician, and my analogy is this. With your body, you have to take vegetables and fruits and vitamins every day to keep your body healthy and happy and nourished. What are you doing for your mind? What nourishment are you providing to your mind on a daily basis? Just like you take care of your body, you have to take care of your mind. And if you don't put good information in it, if you don't put good advice in it or positive thinking in it, what's going to happen is you're going to get the shit that's around the economy and that's around the office and all the clutter in your head. It's going to bring you down and down. And so you want to make sure that you control the information coming into your brain, just like you control the food going into your mouth. Now, of course, there's the French fries and the ice cream. That's okay. That gives a little bit of, balance, I should say. But make sure that you at least are putting something positive into your mind, whether it's an audiobook, a real book, some videos, motivation, whether it's just being around good people. You have to feed your mind something good. If you're looking for a good book this weekend, selfish plug, Work, Passion, Life Balance. If you're a prospect for our authorized dealer program, we're giving them away for free. Just have to fill out your form. If you're a current authorized dealer, claim your copy. Otherwise, you can buy it on Amazon over the weekend. But Work, Passion, Life Balance, definitely a good input for a selfish plug. But but in any case, make sure that you're feeding yourself something good in your brain, your body, you're exercising, you're taking care of yourself. It's going to get busy, and you want to be mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for growth. And I think that's the last thing for me is when you put it all together, what are you doing to prepare for greatness? Greatness doesn't just happen. You have to say no to good in order to say yes to great. What do I mean by that? There's going to be opportunities that come up every day. You make decisions. Do I do the good thing or do I make the decision that will make me great? The good thing is often easier than the great thing. So, and that doesn't have to be in just business. It could be in life. It could be in relationships. It could be anything you want. Sometimes you have two choices. Both of them are good options. One of them is a great option. Sometimes you have to say no to good to focus on great. And so what are you doing to prepare for greatness? You're taking care of your financial house with your business, your job. You're making sure that you're providing your service to your stakeholders in your life and your business. You're taking care of yourself, but you have to put it all together. And preparing for greatness is not an easy task, but it is manageable. You have to be able to go in the mindset that you want to be great every hour of every day. And if you come up short, you're still great for most of the day. But every decision you make comes down to, do you want to be good or great or neither? And I would challenge you this weekend to go for greatness. Do whatever you can, because June and July and August is going to be a great month. You might not be able to take a vacation in June and July because you've had some time off. If you're a recruiter, you know that it's cyclical. You have to respond to your customers. But really, I'm really hopeful, especially as more and more businesses are opening in June and July, that it's going to be a really great month for recruiters, for recruitment firms. But I think the key is you can't rely just on direct hires. You have to diversify your offerings. You have to listen to what the customers are looking for. You have to make sure that you're providing solutions that the customers are needing. And don't be afraid that it's going to look bad for your candidates, because your candidates might not be excited about going to a customer or client site that they might not know if they have a job in a few months. They might have to get furloughed again. And so as a contractor, it actually helps a lot of candidates know that they can move from job to job if needed in the future without having to refile paperwork and whatnot. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know, send some comments. If you thought this was helpful, let me know what else, their topics you'd like me to talk about. If I don't talk to you today, have a great weekend. Monday is June 1st. Let's go out and really hit June hard. And thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon.